Hello peoples! In today's video I will discuss why I think the Vanguard is the best ship to use in bounty hunting missions all the way up to the VHRT level for patch 3.19.1. I think if you only had to choose one ship to use to grind them all out, it should be the Vanguard. So what we're going to do is take a quick look at the Erkul build. As you can see, I've swapped out my weapons for cannons because we can use the extra DPS to kill things fast. I've upgraded my shields because better protection is always a good thing. And of course we've put in a faster quantum drive. I've also swapped all of my missiles out for size 3 IR Chaos missiles. No need to swap out the size 4 missiles that the Harbinger comes with. So, the Erkul link to this build will be in the more info section of the video below if you want to try it out in game. Get a snack, a tasty beverage, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Alright, so as you can see we have a VHRT mission here, and I'm going to go through and cycle through the targets to show you what we're up against. Basically what we have is a Vanguard, a Reclaimer, a Drake Cutlass, and a Hurricane will pop up. Now that's pretty typical of a VHRT mission in 3.19 now, and it's definitely within the realm of a Vanguard being able to take all those targets on and come out on top with virtually no damage done because of the shields and the amount of firepower that it has. Now the first thing I'm going to tell you is use the missiles. Now wait, stop typing on the keyboard. I know you're going to say, but missiles suck. There's a way to kind of, even out your missiles so that they hit more than they miss. And you notice here what I'm going to do is target the Hurricane, and I'm going to sub-target its engine. I'm using IR missiles, which means they're going to home in on a heat source. So I target the engine, which is the biggest source of heat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the other targets. Now I'm only doing that because for the purpose of this demonstration I'm going to kill every target here, and I'm going to start with the most lethal target to me in the Vanguard, which is going to be the Hurricane. Normally, if you just want to speed through these things, you're going to go after your primary target, which in this case is the Vanguard. You're going to do a boom and zoom, basically. You're going to come in, fire off your missiles when they're in range, cripple it, and then finish it off with the guns. In this case, I'm going to do that to the Hurricane. Now, the AI is showing its colors here because you'll notice the Hurricane is backstrafing away from me as fast as it can, and that's allowing that Reclaimer and that Vanguard to flank me. They're actually going to try to come in from behind, but it's not going to save the Hurricane. So I open up with my first volley of 3, and we get some good hits there. Not every missile is going to hit, not telling you that, okay? But you are going to increase your odds if you target the subcomponent. I'm going to allow that Hurricane to backstrafe right into the planet because it was so worried about my missiles and guns that he just had to get away. And well, the AI gets kind of stupid sometimes. I'll take it. So now what I'm going to do is turn my attention to the Vanguard because it is the primary target. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to missile lock him and then target his subcomponent for an engine, fire off my 3 volley missiles here, and you can see we've already hit. I can take a few hits from the Reclaimer as I pass by. My shields are in perfect condition, and the Vanguard is crippled. Because that's the nice thing about these missiles is they penetrate shields, do direct damage to the hull and components. So the Vanguard is already crippled. Now, if I get within range of my guns, I'll use my guns. If I allow that range to open up, I'll hit them with missiles again. Either way, I'm going to be able to kill this Vanguard fairly quickly in comparison to not using my missiles at all. So what we're going to do is just tear him apart a little piece by piece, and eventually he'll go down. Once I'm done on the Vanguard, I'll turn my attention to that big old bullet sponge known as a Reclaimer. So now let's discuss if this is the most efficient way to do bounty hunting missions. Well, if you're only going to use missiles to take out your targets, then it's going to cost you more money, obviously, than if you just used your guns. So it's not the most efficient way of doing it. If you are looking at destroying the primary target as fast as possible and then moving on, and you're going to use a combination of guns and missiles to do so, then you will speed through most of your bounty hunting missions. I mean, like lightning fast. Like you can do a VHRT mission, if you're only taking out one target, within usually 10 minutes. I mean, it's that fast, literally, okay? And even faster for the bounty hunting missions that are lower than VHRT. Now, obviously, that's getting to the point to do the mission, and in some cases, some of those missions are a lot farther out, so, you know, the time does vary. Now, once you get into the VHRT missions and above, you're going to get a lot of Reclaimers, a lot of Valkyries as the primary target, and those things are bullet sponges. So you definitely want a ship that hits hard and can do a lot of DPS very quickly. Could you use something like an Ares Inferno or Hornet? Yeah, sure you could, but they don't really have the versatility that the Vanguard does, okay? And we're going to discuss that in a little bit here. Could you use an Arrow? Yeah, an Arrow is pretty maneuverable, even a Gladius, and you could complete these missions, but you're going to be here a lot longer because they just don't have the same amount of firepower to bring as the Vanguard. So now that I got the primary target killed, I'm going to switch my attention to this big bullet sponge we call a Reclaimer and take that out with my guns because I want to conserve my missiles for another mission later on. And I'm more than capable of taking out a Reclaimer with the cannons that are on the Vanguard. Now again, if this was my primary target, yeah, I would just hit it and I'd use my missiles to soften it up and do a lot of damage. But again, I'm going to show you that you can use just your guns and take out a target like this without much of a problem. So, what are some of the pros for using the Vanguard? Well, you can use the ship to run other missions like box delivery missions and bunker missions. Alright, it's more than capable of doing that. 2, you can store weapons in the weapons rack at the back of the ship, so you're never without a weapon. I carry a full weapons rack in the back. 3, you can drink and you can eat anytime you need to, without having to land on an atmospheric planet or in a station, because you just get out of your seat, pull your helmet off, and drink. 4, if you have a fast quantum drive, you can cover long distances without the need for refueling. The faster your drive, the more fuel you use. Vanguard pairs up pretty good with some of the fastest quantum drives that you can have out there and gets you from point A to point B about as fast as you can go. Now, 5, with the large missile loadout, you can kill your target most of the time at distance outside of gun range. You don't even have to close into gun range if you don't want it. Again, not the most efficient way of doing it, but definitely an easy way of doing it. So if you're having trouble with a mission, use the missiles. And 6, you've got storage space for armor, weapons, and other loot when you're doing those bunker missions. You can use a tractor beam, put 5 or 6 bodies in your center storage space there, strip them down, throw the bodies out when you're done, and put all that good loot into your local inventory on the ship. 7, you will run through the lower level missions quickly. You'll often be able to destroy a light or medium ship with just a few well-placed shots from your guns, or a combination of using your guns and 1 or 2 missiles. You'll speed through those lower missions like a hot knife through butter. And then last but not least, number 8, if you want, you can take a buddy with you, and he can man that turret so you can kill stuff even faster and help you out when you're doing those bunker missions. So it's not a bad deal. It's kind of like a win-win, you know? Now as we finish up, I hope you've been watching the video here and you've asked yourself, how is this Reclaimer so maneuverable in atmosphere, only a couple hundred meters off the ground? I mean, this guy is just doing stuff. Look at this, he's completely inverted. It's amazing. I wish I had a Reclaimer that could do maneuvers like this, you know? It'd be my daily driver, because I'd be able to just crush everybody with it. Anyhow, I finish off the Reclaimer using only my guns, just to show you that it can be done. You don't have to use your missiles if you don't want. It's actually fairly easy. Just requires a little bit of persistency. It would have gone faster if I'd fired off a couple missiles, but hey, I'm going to save that ammo for another one. So I hope you enjoyed the little discussion. Let me know in the comment section below, what is your favorite ship to use for bounty hunter missions? Do you agree with me that the Vanguard is one of the most versatile ones? If not, what do you use? What's your loadout? All that good stuff. I'm always eager to expand and know what other people are using in this game. So, as always, do that thing with the like and the subscribe and the notify bell. And if you want some free alpha UEC, there's a referral code in the video description below. Until next time, well, take care.